Hi, and welcome to the channel. Today I want to take a minute to share just a couple of experiences with you that I hope that you'll find useful. Shortly after making Constitute with the Institute for the Development of the Harmonious Human Being, I was introduced to the book, The American Book of the Dead, by author and artist and game developer E.J. Gold. And in looking at the book, there seemed to be some very helpful words in the beginning, and then a series of what I'll call readings that looked as though you didn't read through it as if it was a novel, although you could probably and glean some value in it, but that there may be some instruction or teachings involved that would be helpful in understanding and using and applying the American Book of the Dead. Shortly after that, I was invited to take the Labyrinth Reader's course, and the eyes being the windows to the soul, I was taken through a process of various exercises and group experiences, which I found invaluable to filling a hole and a place for me that had to do with prayer, particularly those praying for those people who had died and passed into transition, and those with long-term illness. I consider myself someone who likes to pray, and have prayed in different outreaches and ministries, and this filled a great hole for me in praying for those that were who had died and who had a long-term illness. So in doing that, I was introduced to an exercise which is called the diffusing of vision. Diffusing of vision is performed generally by first establishing some things, one of which is by placing the hands out to the side of the body, where you can see the hands just lightly, and you can see them going behind you. And then when you no longer see them in your peripheral vision, stop there, slowly move them forward as you begin to do that, wiggling the fingers. And as soon as you see them, the training and exercise diffusing the vision says that you've established and now are using your peripheral vision. This is your peripheral vision. Then the next point is to bring the hands overhead. And again, first bringing them up where you can see them, then bringing them behind and establishing a place where you don't see them. Slowly bring them forward until you can see the fingers wiggling overhead. And then you've established the vertical, what I'll call field of vision. And this is one of the group exercises, one of the exercises in the Labyrinth Reader's course called Diffusing the Vision. It is, to me, a manner in which to focus our attention, to use concentrated attention, to actually pick up the attention, to consciously use the attention. And what I have gleaned from the experience, I'll say, is that the eyes being the windows of the soul, that I'm able to receive more information from a sense organ which typically and mechanically tends to shut down and use a very narrow view of life and a narrow field of vision. So I would say I could even bring in a greater deal of light, is a way I like to think of it. And a way we can work with this throughout our day is to find a moment, remember this exercise, initiate the exercise, apply the exercise. And one thing that'll be helpful in doing that is monitoring the facial mask, this other area which, when relaxed, you'll find that the body will remain more relaxed, and you'll perhaps have a deeper experience of your life. You be the judge. You please make a comment and let me know your experience. And then, as I mentioned in this exercise, to me, as being a Labyrinth reader, or a person that does readings for those that have passed into transition, these seem to get past my mechanical habit to think narrowly, to see narrowly, to hear narrowly. I encourage you to apply this diffusion to perhaps some other areas such as thinking and hearing and tasting, and use the diffusion of vision just as an experimental jumping off point for you in your learning. Thank you very much for watching.